Enjoy the content, subscribe, every bit of support is greatly appreciated. I just want to take a moment to really have a good laugh about 2023 animation. Not because anything has been increasingly bad, I mean, look at movies like Across the Spider-Verse and Mutant Mayhem. Absolutely amazing how this year has given us such a good variety. No, what I would like to laugh at is that out of all the animated movies I've watched this year, Wish, Disney's 100-year anniversary movie, only beat out one animated movie within the year, which I will reveal that movie in our 2023 ranking. With that, let me go over the list of animated movies that have beaten the giant that is Disney. I won't talk about Elemental, that's cheating. In terms of quality, we had Trolls Band Together, the easily best of the Trolls movies, and despite this, it still poses the flaws of the past films, and it's not a good movie at all, yet still it is more interesting than Wish. We had the small film Rally Road Racers, which wasn't even from any major animation studio, which goes to show even indie animation is being the ever-living shit out of Disney. We had the Mario movie, which, given the situation, shouldn't have been as great as it was. Ruby Gillman, which didn't even make 1 week at the box office yet, still had more heart and soul put into it. The freaking Paw Patrol superhero movie, which is very fun and colorful. Hell, not even by a lot, but even the Bad Guys Holiday short, which, come on, it doesn't even look like the Bad Guys. What is wrong with Piranha's face? But it still somehow is better than Wish. And a new competitor enters the ring today. Adam Sandler is one of my easily favorite comedians, and back in the early days of this channel, I had a terrible video discussing a bunch of his movies. I forgot Spanglish! Despite his humor easily being some of the most mixed in terms of quality, as when he's funny, he's insanely funny, offering some really good comedy such as Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, The Wedding Singer, and a lot of people probably choose to forget he is good at dramatic roles. Looking at movies like Uncut Gems, Punch Drunk Love, Rain on Me, even in the movies that aren't straight up dramas like 50 First Dates and Click, he shows that talent, and showing that he's not just a one-trick pony everyone probably thought he was. He also did Grown Ups 2 and Jack and Jill. Being an Adam Sandler fan in 2023 is tough, because while you want to enjoy his greatest achievements, there's always going to be that sour reminder of movies like The Cobbler or Just Go With It. Sometimes he works with that hate and produces movies like Hubie Halloween, Zohan, Pixels. Even if the movie is bad, like I'll be the one to say Pixels isn't a good movie, he knows how to work with what he's given, even if what he's given is a giant Pac-Man. What I'm trying to get at is, it's hard to root for Sandler when he constantly goes back and forth on his career. I remember a while back on a podcast he stated if Uncut Gems didn't get nominated for an Oscar, he would make a movie so miserable and purposely awful just to stick it to the Academy. Of course, Uncut Gems did not receive an Oscar nomination, notably a snub of the 2019 nominees, and that year he released Hubie Halloween. Love him or hate him, the guy's a genius. He knows what works in the industry and constantly plays with it. It's insane, it's so easy to just say he's a lazy actor who does these movies to go on fancy vacations, but as movies like Uncut Gems and hell, even one of the top movies of 2022 for me, Hustle, have proven that this is not just an idiot or a lazy actor, he's proved he's amongst one of the not necessarily best actors, but smartest actors. He knows what works and what doesn't, and knows what his power in the industry, what he can do. With that, he hasn't just proven excellence in comedy or drama, he has also proven to be a good voice actor and within the world of animation. And no, I'm not talking about 8 Crazy Nights, which is like if the Polar Express mixed with any Hallmark movie and deer feces. I'm talking, of course, about the Hotel Transylvania movies. The first 2 of these movies, in my opinion, are amongst some of Sandler's finest performances. Yes, I compare this to the Meyerowitz Stories and Punch Drunk Love, Leave Me Be. It showed that, yes, he can be silly and do the funny voice, and of course, above all else, with this being a kids movie, catered to the kids while also providing something for the family. He also proved that he can handle these dramatic scenes no matter the medium. Okay, sure, the Hotel Transylvania movies weren't never emotional powerhouses. Hell, the first one came out in 2012. What other animated movies came out that year? You know what? Paranorman and Rise of the Guardians came out. Blow me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Sandler. Leo came out this year. Yeah, this was all leading up to a discussion about the latest Netflix movie, couldn't you tell? Leo is the latest from Happy Madison Productions, and usually if you only take one look at the logo, you say run for the hills. Happy Madison has of course done most of Sandler's productions, both as good and as Hubie Halloween's. This one stars Sandler, Bill Burr, Cicely Strong, Jason Alexander, and Rob Schneider. Because of course Rob Schneider is in this movie. The film got some pretty decent reviews when it premiered on Netflix in late November, but when I tell you the reception overall was interesting, everyone on social media called this a masterpiece, one of the best animated movies of the year. The amount of 4s and 4.5s and even 5s? I never give a movie a 5-star rating. My LetterBoxd is mostly 0.5 to 4.5, but this movie, I have my thoughts on it and we'll talk about it, but this movie? So let's dive into Leo and see what the fuss is all about. Starting with the Leo is a class pet lizard. He's 74 years old and has been at the school since, as far as he remembers, 1949. Yeah, they have the scene where they show how long he's been around this classroom, and just in his vision, he sees a calendar marked 1949. Hearing from, legit, just one guy who probably doesn't know what he's talking about, apparently his species of lizards only live to be 75. So of course you see where this movie wants to go. Leo wants to get out, see the world, and all of its wonderfulness before he inevitably dies. This is until a new class of 5th graders arrive, and alongside them is a mean substitute who believes solely in the old ways of teaching. Big, over-exaggerated textbooks, discipline, and above all else, she wants to teach the kids responsibility. This leads to her assigning a class pet each weekend. And it turns out this batch of 5th graders all have their own issues. There's the one kid who never stops talking, there's the spoiled brat, the class clown who secretly doesn't like being the class clown, a kid with an allergy issue alongside obsessive overprotective parents, and a kid who leads to my favorite scene in the movie, which I'll discuss later. Each of these times, Leo wants to escape, but just can't bring himself to do it. He then realizes he likes helping these kids, and their interesting problems, and finds maybe his purpose in the last year alive isn't to escape and feel the world's wilderness, but instead helping the kids who need it the most. But of course, this being an animated movie, it follows a lot of the lame beats that every one of these movies follow, and I'll talk about those soon. First up on our list of negatives, the music. Dear God, why is this a musical? Don't get me wrong, surprise musicals have been enjoyable in the past, but there is no reason for half of these songs to happen. Like, there's a scene where Leo is talking to a spoiled kid, and I kid you not, it segues into a song out of nowhere. It wasn't prompted, it wasn't even noticeable that a song was going to start, and that's how a lot of the soundtrack is, songs that pop out of nowhere with kids who, damn it, are trying their best. I'm not a vocal coach, so I'll be nice, but geez, at this point just dub it with some cheesy pop songs. There is one song I'll talk about, and honestly, it's the only song I actually really liked. Another con is, well, you guessed it, these story tropes that every animated movie nowadays have to do. There's a lie revealed, which is so unnecessary in this movie. It's over such a stupid, minute detail in the plot, and it's like, really? They couldn't have thought of something different? It could have been just any other trope and I would have been okay with it. Not the lie reveal trope, I can't stand that trope. There's the big death fake out, and I'm not gonna give it away, but they don't even try with it. You can see where it's going, and that's mostly because all animated movies have a death fake out nowadays. It's also gross at times. This is clearly little kids writing at times, like pee jokes, poop jokes, Butterfinger jokes. I'm not kidding, there's actually a joke where the kid has like Cheeto fingers, and I'm just like, man, that's really fucking disgusting because he was really close to that kid's forehead. I'm getting sidetracked. Like, there's one scene where the class clown reverts his eyelids, and ew, it's just, ew. It also ends very abruptly. I kid you not, it fades out like it's some big drama movie when there's been so many transitions to end credits in animated movies, especially this year. Mutant Mayhem went crazy. It also has a pop song that is definitely not going to the Oscars. It tries too hard in my opinion. It's kind of like the end credit song from the Lego Batman movie. Yeah, it's clearly a decent song on its own, but you can kind of hear that it wants to win some kind of soundtrack award, which we know this movie ain't winning. Okay, I've gone on and on, let's discuss. This is a really funny movie. Like, I was cackling at how some of these jokes worked out. The kindergartners, I kid you not, are designed like piranhas. Why? What kind of mothers birthed these beasts? Who cares? It's funny as hell. They're like little goblins. The cast is also very talented. We all know Sandler is great, but that's also Bill Burr as the turtle, and even though recently Netflix has proven Bill Burr should stick to the stage, he has a few really good lines in there. The kids are all very unique. It would have been just easy to have one or two kids be the focus, maybe have brother or sister or something look after Leo, but no, each kid has a unique quirk or life story that makes each of them so memorable. In the order of the movie, Summer was the first child and never got told to just slow down or not talk as much and let people get a chance to talk. The kid who has an allergy understandably has a very quarantined life. His parents often associate things with certain details. There's a specific scene where the drone sees a bag of Cheetos and it doesn't even say made with peanuts or anything. No, it says made in a factory that had peanuts or something completely out of left field. It's really funny. So Leo teaches him how to let go of this anxiety, specifically with the drone. This leads to some of the funniest expressions a machine without a face could ever have. The spoiled kid believes her family is amazing and she has to live up to that. And Leo teaches probably my second favorite lesson in this movie. It's okay to not be great. Being just okay can have its own merits. And remember how I said the divorced parents kid had my favorite scene in the movie? This movie teaches that it's okay to cry, but it's also important to strengthen and grow from that sadness. Divorce? That's a tough subject, and I have to say, Adam Sandler Lizard movie is somehow one of the best tacklings of the subject I've seen recently. That's insane. That song I mentioned with the divorced kid, absolutely amazing. I mean, seriously, I wasn't expecting it, and you just have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. That's a nice thing about this movie. On top of it being goofy and all that fun, happy joy shit, it's also really good at the lessons and morals it tries to teach. For instance, a basic message this movie teaches overall is your passions and needs in life will change as you realize who and what is most important to you. Leo wants to leave the cage for a chance at freedom, but realizes helping these troubled kids is also a very fulfilling life for him. Animation-wise, I like that this movie had its own look. It still looks like an everyday 3D animated movie, but it's nice that, let's just say, the design of Leo. It's very unique to its design. It's not just ripping off any style, and you can tell this was from Leo and not some other animated movie with a lizard. Overall, Leo is really good. It's hard to hate it. If you enjoy Sandler's films, you'll get something from it. It's for kids, but it's risky enough for the family to enjoy. As is, it's not perfect, but for being the Adam Sandler Lizard movie, it does more than you might expect.
Oh boy, divorced parents.